Hello stock traders, I hope all of you are surviving July so far. In today's video, I'm coming to you with a brand new top 7 list to try to help you to be successful. A lot of these stocks have been on this list for a little while. I know they will turn out. I'm also going to do a recap of where I think the market is at and exactly where I think it is going. Anyway, so stay tuned and please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before, consider subscribing and turning on those bell notifications so you get notified when one of these videos comes out. Also, feel free to reach out to me in the comments section. Now, I am not a financial advisor, but if you want me to take a look at a stock that you're interested in, 2 heads are better than 1. I'd be more than happy to take a look and at least offer my opinion. We have some links down below that you need to be aware of. First of all is Webull. If you're looking for a powerful broker, I highly recommend them. I use them each and every day. I really like them. And also we have a link for BlockFi. If you are looking for free cryptocurrency, feel free to choose that link. Also, you get free stocks with Webull when you choose that link down below. But BlockFi is a really good place to hold your cryptocurrency. I like it a lot because I earn interest on that money while it is just sitting there while I'm just holding it over a long period of time because my outlook is bullish long-term on Bitcoin. Also, we have a Patreon group. It's loaded with lots of great levels and great investors. If you are not a member, consider joining. We have a link down below. I hope to see you there. All right, so let's get to it and start with the recap of different stocks that happens. This has not been the best July so far. In fact, in July so far, I am down personally 4.85% in my portfolio. I'm going to kind of talk a lot about that here in a little bit when we talk about market conditions. But right now I am starting my cash preservation strategies. So I'm holding more cash than ever. Any stock that has hit my exit point when I exit, I'm not reinvesting at this particular time. I'm doing that just to protect the level of money in my account. But year to date, I am personally at a 148.15% gain. So I have had a fantastic year so far. Hopefully all of you are making fantastic gains also. Okay, so let's get into the recap this last week. It was not pretty, but it's important to cover it and it's so important to track your trades. You need to know what strategies are working for you and which ones aren't. I track all of my trades by strategy. So let's start with the insider swing play. The first stock is ALZN, sold for a 3.01% gain. The second is RRD, sold for a 6.89% loss. The next is SLGG, sold for a 10.38% loss. The next is TREC, sold for a 2.82% loss. And WINA, sold for a 9.19% gain. So that was 2 out of 5, only a 40% win rate and an average loss per pick of 1.58%. Usually this strategy in the average over the last 5 years has been a 70% win rate with an average gain per pick of 3%, average hold time of 4 business days. All right, let's go to our PDUFAs and phase data strategies. We have LGND, sold for a 2.01% loss. And ALBO sold for a 1.69% gain. So that was 1 out of 2 for a 50% win rate. Average loss per pick of 0.15%. Now this strategy typically has an 80% win rate. This is over the last couple of years. This has been over the last 2 years. About an 80% win rate with an average gain per pick right under 9%. So this is way below normal. But the market has been turning south on us and not doing very good. Okay, so let's cover our squeeze play. And squeeze play did bad this last week. I'm just come out and say it. It's just absolutely awful. So we have the first one was PIRS, sold for a 9.14% loss. The next was CANF, sold for a 0.44% gain. The next was CLOV. I finally couldn't stand it anymore. Once the CFO left and they now don't have a CFO, I decided the pain has to stop somewhere and I sold for a 40.84% loss. Absolutely terrible. Sold RHE for a 31.7% loss. So that's 1 out of 4, 25% win rate with an average loss per pick of 20.31. That is way below normal. An average gain per pick is what I've gotten out of this in the past, and it was right around 11% average gain per pick. The average pick lasts about 3 weeks. So this was a tough week, definitely. But you know, one way that really helps you is if you are very well diversified into multiple strategies. But the market really took south a lot of these different strategies. Okay, so let's talk about and get to the state of the market. So let's start with the SPY and take a look at it. I'm tracking the 5 Elliott wave, and it appears that we were in wave 1. And we have this quickest of all corrections that kind of happened here just over a couple of days. It wasn't even a correction, it was just more of a pullback. And now we have gone into a fresh wave 1, in my opinion. So wave 1 lasted until this high at 437.92. It is now apparent to me that we are starting wave 2, which is very bearish. And so we have this cross here, and that happened late yesterday and held, and we closed at a negative cross. We have this negative happening on the RSI also. So those two things are working against us. So here's what I think is going to happen. Now, this is just my opinion, but this is what I believe is going to happen, and this is usually what happens in these type of situations. We have this gap down here at 424. I think we're going to break through right here. We're going to break through this support down here, and we're going to come all the way down to 424. Then I think at that particular level, we're going to find some support, and this gap is going to fill. And then we are going to start wave 3, which is very, very bullish. Now, this was a longer wave 1, and so I'm expecting wave 3 to be really, really long, and it should be really good. I am expecting good times this summer. I think the bulls rhetoric at some point about and all the rhetoric of the FUD and all that's happening, I think is going to come to an end at some point, and investors are going to want to re-enter the market. Anyway, it's something to watch. That is what I think is happening. I'm going into cash preservation. That is what I am personally doing. I am any position that I close and just holding that cash. I'm only entering positions if I have an extremely high conviction rate. And so there's some of the stocks on this list that I have a very high conviction rate. So let's get to the top 7 list, and here we go. Number 7 is VRCA, Verica Pharma, and this is a PDUFA run-up play. And this one has an average analyst target of $19.86. Entered this quite a while ago on insider activity at $13.63. And since this has really pulled back, and I am down 24.58%. Now, approval on this drug will be very, very powerful. I also believe that the run-up on this stock is going to be very, very powerful, especially as we hit the bottom of this wave 2. I think the market will push this stock up much, much higher. But so far, I'm down 24.58%. They have a PDUFA date now that's been delayed all the way to September 23rd. And here's what happens typically when you have a delayed PDUFA date. You get a surprise approval. It just happens, just bam, you get an approval. And this happened with another stock this week. And when that happens, boy, it's going to be, I think it was KDMN, that this week had their PDUFA date delayed, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue on Friday afternoon, they announced approval and the stock shot through the roof. So that is what can happen with VRCA. I also think that the run-up is going to be powerful, even if that doesn't happen early. And this is a good time to get in. So if you're not in this stock, I think Verica Pharma is one that will do really, really well moving up to that September 23rd PDUFA date. All right, number 6 is SESN, ticker symbol. And that is SESN Bio. This is a PDUFA run-up also. Analysts have an average target price of $7 a share. That is almost 100% upside if you were to enter this on Monday. My average in it is $4.66. Since calling this out is down 19.43%. But you can make some really, really good money on this. I have a lot of conviction in this stock. I think it's really, really going to move up. They have a bladder cancer drug that is up for approval, and the run-up should be really, really strong, and so I think this is a great one to get into. If you haven't gotten it already, you have not missed anything. All right, number 5 is more of a long-term pick. I am very bullish on this company over the long term, and here is why. It is ticker symbol BITF, and this is pick number 5. This is Bitfarms, and this is part of my golden strategy that's covered in our premium room. And so far, this one has not performed. It's really done poorly, but I think it's going to do very well. Analysts have an average target price of $6.49. That is over 100% upside. And my average in it's $3.93. I entered a little early. Since calling it out, I am down 19.61%, but they are benefiting big from the crackdown by China on Bitcoin. And Bitfarms is a Bitcoin miner out of Canada. And institutions are loading up at these prices, so there's lots of institution buying in this, and this is the reason why I like this stock for a big move up. We all know Bitcoin will recover at some point. I'm expecting those bulls to step in and for Bitcoin to go the direction it should go and continue on its way upwards. Also, this company is more profitable than ever, and they have just so much profitability. They just came out with a report saying how many Bitcoin they've been able to mine because the difficulty rating has dropped so much with the drop in price. And so they are really, really mining fast and doing much, much better than anticipated. This is going to be very, very good when the market turns around. So this is like buying Mara or Riot at $3 a share, and we all know how those moved. I think that this one is going to be as intense, especially as it gets going. They have lots of profitability, and I'm expecting big things. All right, number 4 is ticker symbol STLD. This is Steel Dynamics, and this is a part of my buyback strategy that's covered in our premium room and also covered in our long-term section, in our long-term thing. But analysts have an average target price of $76.22. My average in it's $58.69 since calling this out. I am up 2.22%. You still have so much time, and here's why I like it. Infrastructure deal in the works. That is going to get approved. We know that's going to happen. We're going to get final approval on this, and this is really going to move upwards once this happens. But they've also announced a buyback program, and they are buying back a massive amount of shares. And so there is lots of upside with the infrastructure deal. Once the market gets a little bit more favorable, this is going to turn around huge. And so this is a great opportunity to buy the dip on this one. And I expect it to really, really move upwards. My price targets on this are right at $75. I think it can go even higher than that with the infrastructure deal, and we should start seeing, with their profitability, we should start seeing analyst upgrades happen as we get going. All right, number 3 is Cell Sciences, and this is CVM ticker symbol, and this is an insider swing play. We've had big insider activity on this. Analysts have an average target price of $12 a share. My average is $8.22, only 22 cents above where the insiders bought shares, but since calling this out is down 4.26%. They failed their primary endpoint. Yes, that is awful. You can see that really big time here in the chart, how much this came down. Okay, but this is a fantastic value. And insiders loaded up at $8. And so it was a director and a CEO who loaded shares. I expect more insider activity on the way. This is a long-term insider swing play, so I expect this to recover big time. We could get all the way as high as around $27. This should be a really good stock for you if you're looking for a fantastic value. There's lots of value here. All right, number 2 is a little newer, and this is Sentinel One, ticker symbol S. This is an insider swing play. My average in it is $45.14. I picked this up in Friday aftermarket. This is a very fresh insider. So far, I am even on this, and I'm expecting a big move. And Third Point LLC is loading huge, $9 million purchases. So they are getting some institutional buying and some done in open market, which is very, very bullish. And I'm expecting this one to increase and move upwards. There are no analyst price targets on this, but I really like the insider swing on this. I think it's going to do very well. This would be a great one for you to pick up on Monday morning or pick up on a dip on Monday. Looking good for a move upwards. All right, and number 1 is Ring Energy, ticker symbol REI. This is another insider swing play. Analysts have an average target price of $3.24. You may remember this if you've been following me for a long time last year, us making right around 150% on this stock after insider activity. Well, guess what? It's happened again. Analysts have an average target price of $2.63. Since calling this out, it is up 0.38%, so just barely up. But we had a $1.8 million insider buy by Deborah Cruz over 2 different days, and this is extremely bullish. Also, the other thing I like about this should cause some shorts to panic. Why? Because the short percentage on this stock is 19%. That is extremely high. It has a very high borrow fee rate. A lot of different things that could cause a squeeze. So this is almost like an insider, but it could also be a squeeze play. I think that this one is really going to move upwards. It's just a matter of time. And this would be a good one to get in on Monday morning. It could be pretty intense, especially on Monday, as shorts need to cover. Well, that's it for this list, and I wish all of you the best. Please be very careful out there. Make sure that you have your strategies and invest in stock strategies, not stocks. Also, please remember to do good with your profits. Let's do some good in our communities and make a difference in this world. Let's have a great week next week, and Raythoven out.